how to visualize. This is the important key, an important tool that a lot of people tend to do just to magically just manifest their dreams, manifest their desires, get the things that they want to do, just for them to feel in a sort of way that whatever they have or whatever they want, they have that feeling that they can embrace and just be grateful for it, right? At the end of the day, visualization, it's just visualization. There's nothing special about this. There's nothing like ordinary or nothing different from what like we do already. Because at the end of the day, people visualize every day. You think about the future. You think about your past. You think about your memories. You overthink. You create imaginative situations. You dream. You have lucid dreams. People imagine all the time, right? But what do you typically imagine about? If you were to have the option or just have the power to just imagine yourself in a situation where you would want to be at the moment, can you do it? Would you do it? Obviously anybody can, right? So why not use that power to just embrace or just be in alignment feeling that you can visualize or you can be whatever you want to be, right? At the end of the day, how to visualize? It's simple, right? First of all, you need to stop worrying and just relax. Stop trying too hard. Visualization is simple. Visualizing, it doesn't take a lot of effort. It's not supposed to take a lot of effort. It's actually something pretty simple. It's as simple as you breathing. It's as simple as me talking. As simple as me looking at my environment right now. It's really simple. So a lot of people tend to overcomplicate it or just to overthink too much. Am I visualizing enough? Is this working? Like, do I specifically have to do this more than an hour, like 30 minutes? Like, what do I need to do? No, you don't need to make it. You don't need to make it seem like it's something that you need to work for. It does not work like that. Now you're just painting too much tension between it. You need to relax. You need to stop worrying and just relax and just visualize in your own way. There's no such thing as being perfect and visualizing, because at the end of the day, all it is just closing your eyes and vision. That's all it is. Like, simple enough as it is, right? So you need to let your mind take over. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about too much stuff. Oh my gosh, I want to be in the beach. Oh my gosh, I want to travel. Oh my gosh, I want to be a billionaire. Like you're being too much. You're still being so much contracted into so much desires. You need to focus on one thing and another. Okay, it all needs to make sense, right? You can't tell a story from the end and then finish the story with the start of the story, right? It doesn't make sense. Everything has to be properly and naturally in a way where I just close my eyes and my imaginative thoughts just take over. They just take over. I can imagine anything, right? But at the end of the day, you don't want to imagine stuff that's not gonna evaluate on the things that you specifically want to focus on, right? So you need to practice normally. In order for you to just take over the fogginess, take over the those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I'm closing my eyes, but now what, right? You're letting your mind take over, but at the end of the day, there's still stuff getting there. It's because inside of yourself, there's still tension, right? You're not used to it. And this is typically how it starts, right? Sometimes it starts and you're like, what's going on, right? So you need to practice normally. You need to make it like a routine. Don't make it like it's work. Don't make it like it seems like, oh, like now I gotta visualize. It doesn't work like that. It's a routine. It's something that gets your day going. It's something that makes you feel better. It increases your vibration, increases your frequency, and it makes sure it's like a reminder of who you are, right? So practice normally. My routine is typically in the morning. I do it for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, depending on how I feel, I could do it much more. But I just do it for 15 minutes, right? And then in the evening or afternoon, whatever, right? I do it for 30 minutes. And then at night, I do it before I sleep, which is 25 minutes or more, depending on, the time, right? So you have to do it normally. You can follow my routine or you can do your routine. At the end of the day, everybody has their own schedules, right? So let me tell you about two visions, right? There's two visions that I have encountered myself. There's the natural one and there's the active one, right? Natural one is just you embracing all the thoughts you have throughout the whole day. However you feel right now in the present moment, whatever you've seen, whatever things that you can do better on, and just stuff like that. Stuff that you typically do every day that naturally just come like consciously, right? Actively, it's just actively like you're conscious enough to basically think about something. So let's say for example, like I'm visualizing right now, I'm closing my eyes, and right now I want to actively imagine myself like I just traveled, I just landed in Japan, like like you're creating your own story basically, right? You're imagining your own self doing something actively, but you're controlling it in your conscious mind, right? So there's two ways where you can evaluate this: the natural way or the active way. The natural way is a good way for you to check up on your days, check up on yourself, things that you can fix, things that you should be realizing, right? And then actively, things actively that you want to manifest, right? You want to go, you want to become a rapper, you want to become a content creator. Imagine yourself, being a live stream for like 1,000 viewers or something like that, like just giving examples of, right? So there's create visualization modes, right? There's a fear and anxiety vision, right? There's actually visualization with fear and anxiety. A lot of people don't know how to, attack their fears, attack their anxiety, and at the end of the day, it's just a mindset thing. It's just things that you see in a perspective way, right? So way where you can look at your fear and anxiety, you have to look deeply into those emotions, and it loses its power. You have to be focusing on what the things that make you fear, things that make you feel anxiety, and really ask yourself, why am I really scared of this? Why do I feel excited towards this? Would my higher self will feel sort of way? Why does this matter? Why does it matter how I feel? Why is letting it affect me, right? So now you're just putting like a question. You're doing like a quiz. That's how I like to ask. That's how I like to say it, because you're answering your own questions, right? Your own answers. You're the only person who can answer your own questions, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's feeling these emotions, right? So when you practice this, if there's certain things that make you feel fear, or just certain situations that you really have anxiety, you're really uncomfortable, you need to really look deeply into that and ask yourself, why does it make you feel that way? Like, why is this such things? Why is it like an outcome? Why is this like such people make you feel that way, right? And come to realization on things that you can do different. Okay, maybe this environment of people is not for you. Maybe the career is not for you. You have to come to realization to things and really, really, really take action on them, right? So you set the tone, right? So you have to set the tone. What are the things that you want to achieve in life? What are the things that you want to come and attract? What are the things that you want to do and achieve, right? So set your goal. Set your goals, but something that's possible, right? Because you want to start small. At the end of the day, you don't want to put a goal that's really impossible at the moment, because I know for a fact nothing's impossible. But what I'm saying is that you need to have a guide. You need to have a level basis thing. Okay, I'm right now, like let's say for example you want to make let's say for example you want to make 3K this month, right? Okay, you made 3K. Now the next month, okay, how can I double that? 6K next month. Boom, you made 6K. Okay, how can I double that now, right? So now you're just making like passive goals and just grinding up over and over, and that's how you're gonna get wealthy, because you're guiding yourself to a wealthy pathway, right? So create an idea or picture. Create an idea in your own head and picture something, right? You need to picture something really, really well. One thing that could really help you is looking at pictures online, right? Let's say, for example, you want a BMW, you want the new BMW MA competition 2025, right? You look at the website, you look at the pictures, and everything just makes sense. Like you're just picturing you're just imagining yourself in that picture. You're driving, you have your foot in the pedal, you have you have control of the adjustments, like just stuff like that. It all makes it easier, and basically just gives you like a traveling guide, right? A traveling guide on the things that, okay, like I have a BMW, I'm washing it, it's my parking lot, like things like that are so beautiful, right? Because it makes it easier for your mind, right? So now you need to focus on it often. Once you visualize, it's not just visualizing, like that's just the concept. That's just the thing. That's just a tool, right? You need to keep that mindset over and over and over again. You need to keep that picture, that self-art, that thing that you want every day, no matter what. Even if you're working, even when you're eating, even when you're watching TV shows, and whatever you're doing, right? You need to focus on it often and give positive energy to it. There's no such thing as you wanting something and then giving energy, off energy about it. You're negative about it now because it's not there. It's not. You're feeling some sort of way like, oh my gosh, like it's not coming to me. Like I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, and now you're just creating like really tensions that your mindset is gonna feed over. So whenever you visualize again, your mindset is gonna be so blank. Okay, you think it's not coming to you, I'm not gonna give it to you. That's how your mind thinks, because people tend to put their emotions over them, and your mind is gonna give you the same response. It's always gonna give you the same response, right? So you need to give it positive energy. And one things that I would say personally have helped me is affirmations. Affirmations are really good. I recommend you to put reminders on your phone. I have reminders here. Reminders, look, new ones, because 6 p.m. I don't know if my bad. I got reminders here, and every 30 minutes, every an hour or so, I get new reminders every day, new affirmations, and those things help you because they provide you with so much reminders, and it's like in a way where now, okay, I was thinking about this, but you know what? Okay, I'm focusing on this now. Like, it puts your focus, make a shift in the focus, right? So, revision is going back into where's it at? To a naturally revision, right? Revision is checking up on your day, checking up on yourself, and things that you can self-improve on. Revision is to be a part of your day. I sometimes I do revision when I'm journalism, but it's kind of like the same concept, because journalism is kind of like you doing the same thing, but not really like revision itself, right? But revision should be a good concept for people, because at the end of the day, you should see yourself in the perspective where, there's times where, you probably did something bad, but you're not really aware of it until you're just focusing on it, right? So I wanted to explain this. Conscious mind and subconscious mind, right? So the conscious mind is the mind power that we take over, which is basically like 1% or 2% of our brain. Realistically, the conscious mind, the things that we are aware, the things of this bed, the fact that I'm aware that I'm talking to this video, the fact that I'm talking to you, I'm aware that I'm making a YouTube video right now, I'm aware that I'm alive, I'm aware that I have this chain, I have hands, like stuff like that. Those are like 1% of your conscious mind, because the conscious mind is things that you're aware of right now. Right? But let me tell you this, 99% of your mindset or your mind power comes from the unsubconscious mind. I said subconscious, but it should be the unsubconscious mind, right? The unsubconscious mind is 99% of your whole mindset, of your own mind power, right? It's your own mind temple. So whenever you do this visualizing, whenever you do this this tools, this affirmations things, right? You're basically making switches. You're replacing some old thoughts from your unconscious mind, and now replacing them to these new thoughts that now you're rethinking to yourself, right? It's like basically editing a old book. You're editing your old book that was not programmed by you by now a new book that is programmed by you. Like, you're the author, right? You're the author for this new book. The old book was the life that you were living, that you wasn't fully aware of. You wasn't really entertaining much of this information. You were not really, living your own life. You're living your own experience, right? But now, since you're creating your own life, this is gonna be your new book, right? And one thing before I leave, man, vision board. Invest in a vision board. And just invest on pictures that you should input every day. Investing on a vision board will always just make it simple for your mind. And every time you wake up, every time you go to sleep, or every time you go to your room, you will just have your vision board there, and you will just remind yourself of the things you want, man. But yeah, it's been Fertile Saga. Let's leave the dimension expansion with some new game, and let's implement it into the real world. Let's get it.